Hi guys, welcome to another World of Warcraft video. And today we're going to talk about the new achievement that will be coming out in midnight for our mounts. So on screen I'll put a picture of the mount that you're going to get. So it's going to be a reskin of the mythic Amadressel mount. A lot of people have been wondering, because for those that don't know, that Amadressel mount also was good for a druid. It gave like a druid form. So a lot of people are wondering about that. I think the answer is going to be no. Yeah. Yeah. Typically, all the druid forms are kind of, well, I want to say unique, but then Remix now kind of fucks over that logic because we have two birds, the same bird, different colors, right? So iffy, but I still don't think it's gonna really have an effect on the druid, at least not to begin with. You know, maybe they implement it later, but when it comes to the mount achievements, they usually just make it a mount obtainable for all, no special perk for an additional class, you know? Like, yeah. But that is the mount, and the biggest reason I wanted to talk about this is because I've had a bit of a gripe with these achievements for a while. So let's just talk. The video is not at all really about this mount. This is, you know, I'm showing it off in case some of you guys didn't know. It's going to be for 600 mounts. And yeah, and that's where that one ends. The video is not about the mount, it is about the achievement. My gripe with the achievements has been a couple of things. One, I'm glad we have another achievement coming. That's great, Blizzard. But 600? Like, come on. You know, us heavy-duty collectors are way above that. And then even the casual ones are probably at that. And where my gripe comes in is let's open up my achievements, okay? This is how I can demonstrate this the best for you guys. Okay, so this is the one. This is our major achievement. So thanks for the carry is our highest you can get right now. It's the 500. They brought it out finally in Shadowlands, but we should have had it so long ago. Now, before that, it had been, when did I get the last one? Unfortunately, I can't look to see the date on the ones before it. So, yeah, I wish you could. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, okay. So I can't show you the dates, but, you know, to be fair, the dates are in video format when we get to, I think 200 mounts is when I started actually putting them in the videos. Prior to that, I wasn't making videos. Because by the time I started doing videos, I'd already had a good chunk. Actually, I think we might have even been at 3. Actually, yeah. I had already had Lord of the Rings. Yeah. So these are the ones that have been on video. But the reason I wanted to pull this up is because, well, let's look at what they are, right? Obtain 10 mounts. 25. 50. 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 4, 5, and then we're gonna have 6. Now, one complaint I've seen people say, and I laugh at it, is, oh, they owe us a 450 and a 550. Just because these were in 50s does not mean they owe us one. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason these were in 50s is because you didn't earn a whole lot of mounts back then. So let's now go to Simple Armory so I can show you this a lot easier. So we're just gonna start right there. Will work because my topic here is expansion wise. So anything outside of expansions really doesn't matter to what I'm about to say to you guys. So classic, we had 6. BC 31. Now keep in mind these are just like, you know, there are some outside of this, but these are the expansion mounts, okay? But of course there will be some stuff outside of it, like, you know, PvP mounts, you know, once we get to Legion and higher, Mythic mounts, you know, or KSM mounts, I shall say, you know, stuff like that. So Classic 6, Burning Crusade 31, you know, Wrath 40. I still need to go get that rare. You know, 24. Like, it don't matter what I have. The important number is the second number. So 6, 31, 40, 24 with Kata, 46 with Panda, 44 with Wad, 74 with Legion, and then BFA's where it really starts to jump, right? We got 101, 159 for Shadowlands. Keep in mind, these are just like, these are in the expansion rare mounts and, you know, achievement mounts and all that. PvP has its own section with this. So, and KSM, you know. Actually, no, the KSM mount's showing right there. Well, one of them. And then Dragonflight 84. Dragonflight, the only reason Dragonflight's a little lower is because it was skins for the most part. But yeah, which I guess you see in there. And then 88, and then I guess that's just Legion, yeah, so. And then 88. So you can see it was a lot higher. You can also see where I started losing motivation, right? I was like, yeah, because it was just always all mounts. Like, I never wanted my life to just be mount farming. And I felt like I was doing everything at a decent pace until they started throwing out 100+ mounts every expansion. So why am I bringing this up? So the reason I brought that up is because that right there is why you don't get the 50s. Because it's too easy. Which might make my next comment a little contradicting. And that is that I have discovered that they're not making these achievements for us hardcore mount farmers. They're making them for the casuals. Why else do we have a 600 achievement coming out in midnight? Like, most of us are around the 900+ number when it comes to mounts, you know? And yeah, so we should easily have 600, 700, 800, 900, even 1,000. We should have at least upwards to the 1,000 one. The way this achievement used to work, and it's how I think it should still work, is that the achievement would be for a number of mounts you can't even earn yet. So you wouldn't get it on login. You would have to work towards it in that expansion. That's how they worked all the way up until, I would say, BFA. Yeah. But you would have to get almost every single little mount in the game to hit that achievement. And now it's just so easy. You go to a vendor, like fucking Remix is gonna get me to my next milestone, you know, which we're in, but I just haven't, you know, I think I need like 4 mounts or something to the next milestone. But you know, that's what's crazy about this, is that it's meant for casuals. There's no way, right? There's no way it's meant for us. Because if it was meant for us, we wouldn't be getting the last achievement of the mount achievement on login the day it pops up. That's not how it worked. You know? That was a big reason why we had the 50s. Because it was a lot tougher to get to the next mount one. I wish I could, actually, let's go back to Simple Armory. I think I could probably maybe find out the achievement dates. Maybe. Yeah, damn it. I was hoping it would show the dates. If I could show you the dates, yeah, that'd be, yeah, not quite sure how I can get the dates for those old ones. But if I could show you the dates, you would see that it would take like a whole expansion pretty much to get to the next milestone. You know, that's what made them good. You know, nowadays it's like, you know, it doesn't even seem like an accomplishment. You know, it's just an achievement to kind of remind you how many mounts you got at minimum. You know? But it's not even really an accomplishment. Like, once again, I'm happy they're finally putting one in, but 600? That's that's a dig at us major collectors. We should be a lot more further in the mount collection. And the problem is the 500 one, I got that one on login. So what was the date? Yeah, October 26, 2022. So it took them 3 fucking years. Almost to the T. Well, we don't even have it yet, so not almost to the T. But, you know, 3 years to bring out the next 100. Yeah, and it's, I don't know, I just think that's fucking garbage, guys. Like, let me know what you guys think. But, you know, I think that's just fucking garbage, honestly. Yeah, I would say with how easy it is to get mounts now, you know, we should be further. You know, it's like, yeah, we should be a lot further. Anyway, guys, that's all I got to say for today's video. I just wanted to share my opinion on that one. I don't understand why these achievements aren't for us mount collectors anymore. They're literally from people that, like, they're for people who don't even necessarily, you don't have to play the game all the time to get that number, right? And especially with these remixes, between Panda Remix and Legion Remix, you got over 100 mounts, you know? And then there's all these reskins and vendor renown mounts. Like, it's really easy to up your collection 100 mounts. Like, I literally just did a video on my 900 mounts. Like, I think it was a month or 2 ago. And you guys are gonna see my 1000 mount video, like, soon. It's gonna get done in Remix. I just haven't bought all the mounts yet. But, you know... And even, I don't know, Remix is a whole other topic, right? Because Remix shows that Remix gives away a lot of those old rare mounts, right? So it's like, it's even easier for a casual to just, yeah, I'm just gonna say, I I miss when those mounts were for actual mount collectors. Or those mount achievements. Yeah. And the major reason I say they're meant for the casuals now is because I think that's why they're not putting the big ones in. Right? Because while a lot of us do have high collections, the average player does still have under 600. So yeah. And that's not what those achievements are for, Those achievements are for, the mounts that are obtainable in the game now. 600 was a good achievement like 5 years ago. Maybe even 6 years ago. I can't remember when I got to my 500 because I was waiting around for that 500 achievement to pop, right? I'd had 500 long before that date. That's why I wish I could see the dates on those other ones. Because then I could, kind of show you what I mean by the time frame here. So yeah, that's all I got to say, though. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Do you think they should just, keep at the pace they're going with these achievements, or drop the 7, 8, 9, and 1,000, I definitely think they should, at least drop the number that is mounts that can be farmed in the game, at the very least. The number that doesn't include, like, unobtainables and stuff, and seasonals. At least drop whatever that number is. And then, yeah, that's how I think it should go, because I'm not even doing gladiator stuff, and I'm above that number by a long shot. So, yeah. So, PvPers that are doing gladiator shit and seasonal and all that, they'd be even higher than I am. So, yeah. But yeah. Well, assuming they're farming their mounts, sometimes I find PvP players don't really care about the mounts, right? So yeah, I think it's more a case of mount farmers that force themselves into PvP, yeah, rather than, yeah. That's just one thing I've noticed. The PvPers are kind of like how I used to be back in vanilla, where I picked one mount or like maybe two, and I just loved those mounts, and they were the only ones I ever used. In a sense, I guess I'm still like that. I only ever just go on my flight form for the most part. But yeah. Anyway, rambling now. I'm gonna take off. Have a great one, and we'll catch you in the next video, guys. Bye.